Hey everyone, and welcome back. In this video, I want to go over some basic things in weather derivatives before we do our first trade. So, first of all, what exactly are we doing when we execute a weather trade? Well, basically, we're just betting on the outcome of an index that is determined by the weather. The idea of betting or trading indices is not new. Actually, one of the most actively traded assets in our market is the S&P 500 index, which is made up of the largest 500 companies. Now, here's where the first major difference comes in between weather and the other markets. See, if I do an S&P 500 trade, and if necessary, I can actually go buy shares of those companies and deliver them to you, or just hold them. But there's no such thing in weather. I mean, you can't actually buy the weather and deliver it, or even hold it. So, everything in the weather market is a derivative. There's no spot. And because of what you're trading is based on an index, you could theoretically put anything you want in that index. So imagine if you took out those 500 companies, like in the S&P 500, and instead replaced it with something like, say, the sum of average temperatures in the city of Chicago for the month of May. Well, then you'd have a weather index now that you could trade. The majority of weather derivatives traded are based on temperature, and these can be separated into heating degree days and cooling degree days. Let me really quickly go through how degree days are calculated because it's important for you to understand. The first is a heating degree day, or HDD. It's really just a measure of when and by how much people will turn on the heat to warm up their homes. So to calculate the number of heating degree days for a particular day, you take the average temperature on that day and you subtract it from 65. And if this result is negative, use 0. So this gives you the number of HDDs for that day. Now this is for Fahrenheit, if you're using the Fahrenheit scale. If you're using Celsius as a scale, then use 18 or 18.5 as the base. If you add all these up for the number of days in your contract period, this becomes the HDD index for that contract. And as you can see, the colder it is on the days in your index period, the higher number of HDDs you will have. To calculate cooling degree days, it's pretty much the same thing. You take the average temperature for the day, but now you want to subtract 65 from it. Again, if that result is negative, you use 0. And this gives you the number of CDDs for that day. Now if you add up all these for the days in your contract period, you have the CDD index for that contract. So it's easy to see now that for all the days in your contract period, if they're hotter, then you're going to have a lot more CDDs for that index. I personally prefer using this measure called CAT, or cumulative average temperature, for the index. It's a simple calculation. You just take the average temperature for the day, and you add them all up for the days in your contract period. That's it. Most of the markets on WeatherMage are in CAT and on a Celsius scale, and to me, it's a much better way to measure temperature, primarily in a climate context. So now that we got that done, let's do our first trade on the platform. I cleared out all my existing trades, so we're gonna start off kind of fresh here. Let's look at the opportunities that we have, and let's take this opportunity right here. Phoenix HDDs trading way above its averages. So let's go to Phoenix. Phoenix is in North America, and we're gonna click on Phoenix, Arizona. We could click on the panel. You see some graphical representation, some historical data. See some correlations. Phoenix really isn't correlated with much, but currently it's trading. Let's see, above. So you can see the white line is your average. Blue and the red are your bid offers. So we're gonna sell this because it's trading above. Let's press sell. Let's do 5 contracts. Confirm sell. And that's it. We've done our first trade. Pretty easy, huh? Yeah, I did that Phoenix trade really fast. And that's really the goal of how I designed the WeatherMage system. The whole idea is to allow the trader to very quickly and easily see trading opportunities and then quickly execute them. So in my next video, I'm going to go through some of the basic jargon that is used in the market. And then we'll go through some really important concepts, namely one called curves. and we'll do some trades based on what we learn. So see you then.